Welcome to another episode of Soul Food Sundays. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Keita. Thank you for joining. To all of my day ones, all of my people who've been rocking with me for a minute, what's happening? As you can see, I am in a different setting. Took a little vacay to Galveston, Texas for the Sankofa Caravan, where me and some of my Project Butterfly Houston sisters and a bunch of other brothers and sisters with the National Black United Front Houston will be gathering on the beach of Galveston, Texas for some ancestral offering and ceremony and praise and just a good time connecting with one another. So I'm looking forward to that. But I came a few days early so that I can just have some chill time, some time to connect with Olokun and the river goddesses, the river Orishas, ocean Orishas, Yamaya and Oshun, and tap in, y'all. Get my soul fed, to be replenished, to enjoy some self-care, some solitude. So yeah, in the midst of all of that, I am going to be bringing forth this month's Soul Food Sundays message. If you've been rocking with me for a minute, you know that Soul Food Sundays was a weekly segment that I would do, but because I have like the Ten of Wands more on my plate, I am having to scale it back just a bit in terms of the schedule. And so Soul Food Sundays has evolved into more of a monthly segment. And so for the month of October, we're going to tap in. And I've been getting some downloads about just that energy of they can't compete where they can't compare. So I don't know if that resonates with you all. Just saw 222. But in your relationships, in your partnerships, in your connections, be they romantic or familiar, your friends, your acquaintances, your professional partnerships, be observant, as we discussed in the 1010 portal reading. Be observant, embody that energy of the snow leopard, and understand that people cannot compete where they cannot compare. And a lot of times you have people who are competing with you in situations where you don't even know that you are in the competition. Like, you're not even in the game. You have not signed up to be in the game, get on the court, get on the field, get in the arena with them to compete, but they competing with you. And they don't understand that you don't even know that you are energetically amidst this whole dynamic because you focused on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Or you're not interested in competing. I know when I used to work in a corporate setting, for a long time I knew like what I wanted to do was teach, but in my mind it was that I wanted to teach on a collegiate level, in academia and in higher ed. But I was doing grants and contracts professionally in a corporate setting, and it would amaze me how people with more credentials, more experience, whole 9 yards, they look better on paper than I did, would carry themselves in a way that screamed that I'm competing with you for this position or this acclaim or this notoriety or whatever the case. And I'm like, you stupid bitch, I'm not competing with you. I don't want that. If you listen to me when I talk, if you take time out to get to know me, if you get out of your ego and pay attention to your triggering, you will understand, see, and observe that your goal is not my goal. We are not headed down the same path. We're not on the same track. So why the fuck are you trying to race with me? I don't want the carrot that they're dangling in our faces. you can have it. Save yourself some stress. Because that is, in the words of Stormy Wellington, low vibrational. With her low vibrational ass. That is low vibrational, and I'm not entertaining it. Like, I'm good on it. You're in a competition all on your own. We're not even vibrating on the same frequency. You know what I'm saying? I don't compete with nobody, including myself. You know what I'm saying? I govern myself according to the dictates of where my ancestors and spirit guides are leading me, what my intuition is telling me to do. But there's no competition there. Only somebody I'm trying to outdo is my lower self. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do better and raise my vibration higher. But other than that, like, come on now. So be mindful of those type of energies around you and within you. Don't be competing with yourself. If you're able to acknowledge some of the ways that your lower self shows up, it's not even a matter of competition. It's just a matter of making improvements and doing better and elevating. You know what I'm saying? That's not competing at all. But don't compete with yourself in the way of, okay, I did this, so now I gotta do that. And now I made this accomplishment, so now I need to do better and do this. No, that shit is stressful. You'll never be satisfied, yo. So keep in mind, they can't compete where they can't compare. And you may have some people around you, or it may be you competing um, in situations where there's no comparison, yo. There's no competition even to be had. Like, fuck out of here with that. I am going to be pulling tarot this Sunday, and we're gonna see what message the Most High has for our highest good at this time. And then I have a few oracle decks that I may be called to clarify with. Cleanse my decks. I got some honey rose incense burning. Smells so good. Y'all, when I tell you, it's a real Isis energy out here. Like, on the other side of my property that I'm staying in, there's a pasture of cows. A pasture of cows, and then you can see the moon over shining down over the pasture. If that ain't some Isis energy, yo, I don't know what is. So I got my amethyst out here. Got my Labradorite, because I'm tapping into this energy to bring forth the best message for the highest good of the collective at this time. So Father God, Mother Earth, ancestors and spirit guides, we come to you in this moment first and foremost, grateful for your love and life. Thank you for each and every download, each and every message, and each and every lesson that you have allowed us to encounter and embody at this time, dear God. Now we ask that you please bring forth the best message for the highest good of the collective and each and every individual under the sound of my voice. What message would you like to come through me at this time? We thank you in advance for that word, and so it is. Straight flipped over. So let's see here. There's some perseverance taking place with the 9 of Wands. Hopefully my camera doesn't overheat. Ooh. The 9 of Wands, the 2 of Swords, Judgment, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups, 4 of Cups, the 5 of Swords. The 8 of Pentacles and the Chariot. Definitely a spirit of needing to persevere, even though you're standing as the wounded warrior, tired, weary. You got a little more fight left in you. And whether that's it really looks like in love. You've gone through some things, and it's been tough. I know for me it's been tough. I can't speak for y'all, but for me it's been tough. But you're not giving up, you're persevering. And if you've been thinking about giving up, this message serves to tell you that you shouldn't give up, that you should allow yourself some time to go within and make peace with the pain and the disappointment and the hurt that you've experienced, because you're battle worn. Just like I'm here, I'm about to go to the beach when I leave, when I finish up with you guys, and just fill my cup like this Ace of Cups. Because the only way that I am going to be able to optimally accept love and give love and align with love is to make sure that I'm loving on myself, that I'm filling my cup. And that being met with judgment, we're talking about some divine love, a calling to a new love, a new way of loving. And for many of us, that's speaking to self-care, because we walking around looking like dude here with the 9 of Wands, with the bandage over his head, and his clothes is a little torn and ragged, but he's still standing, leaning on his wand like, y'all got me fucked up, but I'm not tapping out. I may be tired, I may be worn, I may be weary, I may be hurt, but I'm still in the game. I'm still in the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's that energy. Because you're still needing to move forward like the 9 of Cups, ready to love, ready to offer your cup, ready to be romantic and have romantic encounters. And even if this is not speaking to love and it's speaking to your creative endeavors, because you know the Cups in Tarot represent your creative endeavors also, you needing to answer the calling to be ready to love and accept love and to give love and be in alignment with love. Because if not, you're gonna be like bruh right here in the 4 of Cups. God trying to hand you what I say, judgment and Ace of Cups, divine love, and you sitting there with your arms folded, literally being called to participate in this love, to have your cup runneth over. And some of us, we've been so traumatized, like this 9 of Wands, it's hard to receive it. But you're needing to take the time out to get out of denial. Understand that you're at a crossroad, and that you either need to have both feet in or both feet out. Either you in the huddle or you out the huddle. Because what you can't do is take this opportunity for granted, sitting there with your arms folded, refusing to reach out and accept that cup. Just saw 316. Shout out to my brother Mon for all his protection and direction and gifts, and he blesses me so in the spirit, y'all. Then we got the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords speaks to a lose-lose situation, walking away from things that no longer serve you and doing it at all costs. Win or lose, I'm out. I don't give a damn about winning. It's not about competition. And that is where that download came from. You can't compete where you don't compare. It's not about competition in these situations. It's about reaching victory and success as you have defined it for yourself. Victory and success for you is not the same as it is for other people. Don't allow other people's ideas of what success in a relationship is, or success in your career or your ministry or your passion. Don't allow other people to dictate that for you. Everybody's not going to like what it is that you're doing, and you are going to find yourself in situations where people will think, because of their low vibrational state and because of the trauma that they've experienced and their wounding, that you are competing with them in some way, And it's just up to you to keep your vibes high and understand my cup runneth over. I don't operate in lack in that way. In order for me to be competing with you, that means I feel like I'm lacking or at risk of losing something. Walk away from that type of drama. Don't even entertain it. And instead, focus on mastering your craft and focus on victory with the chariot. The Eight of Cups in the chariot means you are putting your focus towards, you are dedicated to what it is that you are manifesting, what it is that success looks like for you. You are aligning with what success looks like for you. So let's say we're talking about a relationship. Focus on what you and your mate have going on, whether it's somebody you with or somebody that's coming in for you. Focus on that. Don't focus on what society said makes your relationship a success. Because one thing about it, if it's divinely led, as this judgment card states, if it's something that you're being called to do, or it's calling you to address some of your past hurts and pains that you once were denying, that's between you and the good Lord. That ain't got nothing to do with other people. And at the bottom of the deck, the Eight of Wands, because that is where you're going to see progress. That's where you're going to see fast movement take place. That's where you're going to see a shift take place and things really move forward. When you tap into these energies and decide, no, this is what I'm doing. I'm not trying to compete with y'all. I'm not trying to live up to your standard of love. I'm not trying to live up to your standard of success. I'm not trying to live up to your standard of community or showing up in the world. I'm going to do this shit how I'm being called to do it. And even though I'm tired and I'm worn and I've been through some shit, I am going to prioritize self-care. I am going to be in a receptive energy and allow the Most High to pour into me. And I'm going to prioritize pouring into myself so that I can show up better, ready, willing, and able to receive love in my other endeavors, in my relationship, in my career, in my family, in my friendships, within community. Y'all, we have to heal these old wounds, and we got to make sure we don't tap out. Don't tap out. Just make sure that you replenish yourself. Make sure that you do the healing so that you can have a deeper capacity to receive. So I'm going to clarify this message with the power of surrender cards. And we also going to see what crystals you can work with to help you as you move from this Nine of Wands energy of the wounded warrior to the chariot, aligning with victory, with the willpower and the desire to move forward. So Spirit, please clarify the message that has come forth for the collective for Soul Food Sundays. What is it that we're needing to surrender to? One message, and it fell on top of the Eight of Pentacles, because the work that we're needing to put in is to surrender to the magic of who you are. When you surrender to the magic of who you are, you don't worry about competing with other people. I'm me, you're you, good for you, thank God for me. Period. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. At the top of the deck, we have surrender your addictions. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. Y'all, we all have addictions. And mine being food, because I'm an emotional eater, and also people pleasing. I have an awareness, and therefore now that I am aware and have been for some time now, I have invested in therapy. I have invested in researching through books and online tools and the whole 9 yards, ways to overcome these addictions. Because it's one thing to know you have an addiction, but then you got to look into some ways to overcome and heal that addiction. And addiction looks different for everybody. It's not always drugs, sex, and alcohol. For some people, it's work. For some people, it's eating. For some people, it's being nice to people. And there's nothing wrong with being nice to people. But those of us who are addicted to people pleasing, we do it for the wrong reasons. We do it because of codependency. We do it because somewhere in our childhood, we saw that in order to get the attention or the emotional connection that we were needing, we were to try to appease people, to get attention, or to prove to people, look, I'm nice, I'm a good person, and I'm worthy of your attention. As this surrender to the magic of who you are card says, you are a magical being with uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. You don't have to do shit for nobody to show your magic in this world. Just be you. Just be. Don't worry about doing. Somewhere along the line, a lot of us learn that our worth is tied up in our doing. And that is one of the ways that you become addicted to work. Because you feel like your worth is equal to how much you're able to accomplish or how much you do in this world. No. You are already worthy. Worthiness is your birthright. So just be. Just shine your light. Just do you, and you're going to attract the right people into your sphere. You're going to attract the success that you are, the measure of success that you are meant to attain into this world. And at the bottom of the deck, we have surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. Meaning, when you say no, you don't have to give an explanation. And in my experience as someone who has been codependent, and that being one of my addictions, setting boundaries and saying no, it's a practice. It's a muscle that you have to build when you're dealing with people. At first, when you say no, you're going to feel like you got to explain yourself. No, because I got to pay this bill and that bill. No, because I got to do this and that. I need a nap. I can't go. No, because I've been hurt in the past. You could just say no. You don't have to get an and, but, because at the end. No is a complete sentence. No. 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 If you speak other languages, L no, L no A, whatever the hell no mean in the language that you speak, if the people can understand it, just that will be just fine. That will suffice. We have to set limits and boundaries with people. You cannot let people run all over you. You have to teach people how to treat you. And one of the most important things about setting boundaries is that when you set the boundary, you can just have the boundary in your head and not communicate it to the other party or parties. You have to communicate what your boundary is, and that comes easier with working with healing your throat chakra, working with the color blue. But in order to, once you heal that and are able to speak your truth, you're needing to also express what the consequence of not respecting your boundary is. This is my boundary. If you don't respect that boundary, this is what is going to happen. I'm no longer going to talk to you, or I'm not going to pick up the phone, or I'm not going to come over. I'm no longer going to the movies with you if you show up late again, or whatever. And then if they do it again, you have to honor that boundary where you see that they are not. It's not up to them. You have expressed what your boundary is. If they accept that, that's a verbal contract, an energetic contract between you two. And if they breach that contract, you have to honor what the consequences for that is. So if they show up to the movies late again, guess what? You told them you're not going to the movies with them no more. That was the consequence. Now you have to honor that consequence and not go to the movies with them no more. Because otherwise, don't expect them to take you seriously. It's so funny when I see parents tell their children, stop doing that or I'm going to whoop you. And then they do it again, and then you don't whoop the child. And then you wonder why they keep doing it. And I'm not saying I condone whooping children, because I'm not a parent. I don't have children, but I do believe that when I have children, I'm not going to whoop my children. I'm not going to physically abuse them in any way to reinforce or enforce a behavior. There's got to be other ways. However, I'm not knocking nobody who does. I'm just using that as an example. So we're gonna see what crystal you guys it's suggested that you work with as you surrender to who you are. You surrender your addictions and surrender to setting limits and being standing fiercely in your boundaries. What crystals? Ooh, all three amethyst cards came out. In this deck, these are actually the information cards that I give out with each crystal purchase from Turquoise Majesty. And malachite and sodalite. So we're needing the peaceful energy of amethyst. It's going to help you feel calm and relaxed and intuitive. And didn't I say I've been feeling some big Isis energy out here with these cows? And even though the sun is out, it's gorgeous out, I can still see the moon over the pasture of cows. That's big Isis energy. And amethyst is very much a Isis energy stone because it helps you to tap into your intuition and your high priestess energy. It helps you to feel connected, calm, and relaxed. And when you're amidst this energy of feeling like the wounded warrior, that is what you need. You need to be purposeful about relaxation and maintaining order and peace in your life. With malachite, it helps to promote individuality as you stand in the magic of who you are, not in competition with anyone else, but showing up as your authentic self. It helps you to express your emotions and to be who you are. Very much aligning with the messages that have already come forth. Malachite is also a very good stone for attracting prosperity and abundance in your life. It's very much a stone that helps to work with the heart chakra so that you can express who you are and stand firm in your beliefs and set limits and boundaries with people and yourself. And embrace yourself and have self-acceptance. Accept who you are, what you like and what you don't like, how you operate and how you show up in this world. Communicate that with confidence. And work with sodalite to help you to accept yourself for who you are as you are moving through your growth cycles. Sodalite helps you to feel balanced and happy, and it helps you to be creative because as you are being, your creative energy is going to multiply. You're going to be expressing yourself and your connection with the Most High in a myriad of ways. And not everybody's going to like it. And some going to like it, but they ain't going to give you any praise or show any gratitude, and instead they're going to try to copy it and compete with you. But again, they cannot compete where they cannot compare. So yeah, y'all, if you're interested in purchasing any of the crystals mentioned here, they are available on my website at turquoisemajesty.com. I will handpick the particular piece for you that I am intuitively led and ship it to you. There's also an option for local pickup for those of you in the Mid-South area. But I strongly advise that with the energy that we are experiencing, that you tap into that peacefulness, that self-acceptance, and that individuality. If you are interested in a reading to look into some more specific ways that this message resonates with you, or anything that you're looking to gain clarity about, feel free to book a reading with me. And yeah, with that being said, I hope that this message found you well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well. I am on my way to the beach. And with that being said, y'all, peace.